How's it going? I'm Markel, and in today's video, I'm going to be telling you how a California suburb kid ended up in Pine Ridge, South Dakota. So, I was going to college in California, and I didn't want to take a certain medical procedure, so I had to transfer colleges to Montana. When I went to Montana, I had in-person classes for the first time in 2 years. I couldn't function. I didn't care about my classes. I felt miserable. I started doing food delivery as a way to just have fun, explore. And I read a book my friend recommended, and it talked about how easy it was to get a license in South Dakota. So I decided one weekend to go to South Dakota just to get my license. I had a California license and ID, but I switched it to South Dakota when I was there. And I was doing food delivery for a few days, and I met people who did the same thing I did. They only did food and grocery delivery. And they were from Pine Ridge, South Dakota. And they were working for a few days, but they told me, hey, we'll work for a few days, but hey, let's go on a trip after that. I'm like, okay. So they did food and grocery delivery for a few days, and they were ready. So we traveled to Mount Rushmore. And after that, we went to a Crazy Horse, and Crazy Horse is like the Native American version of Mount Rushmore, and it's pretty close to Mount Rushmore too. After that, we went to through a national park, and one of the most interesting memories, I think it was Wind Cave National Park, and there were buffalo walking on the road that we were driving through. So obviously we had to stop, go to the side of the road, and my friend that I said, "Oh yeah," he basically got out of the car and he made these breathing sounds and made gentle hand gestures to the buffalo and walked slowly to them and guided them out of the road. And I guess basically people from other states, their cars were stopped because the buffalo were walking on the road, right? So they were just astonished. I was cheering for Jared, man. Like, yeah, good job, yo. Like, I was just amazed. The the people, the out of state plates were astonished to see someone from Pine Ridge, South Dakota, getting the buffalo out of the road, and yeah, that was freaking cool, man. That was cool. And then after that, we went to I think it's called Oelrichs, and that's the last place people can get alcohol before the reservation. And when we hit Pine Ridge, South Dakota, I never saw that much poverty like in my life, man. Like I can compare it to my dad's country, El Salvador. Like the infrastructure was poor. There were no parking lots. Like even in the gas stations, like it was just a dirt parking lot. And the thing I noticed when we hit the gas station is reservation dogs, or the res dogs. And the one of the guys who were basically being a tour guide for me was saying when some people pass away, their spirit is passed on to the dog. So that's why they're called a res dog. And it naturally gives me more of a respect and a care for these dogs, because I'm just envisioning them as a human being spirit inside a dog. And when we were going through, we went into Pine Ridge, and there ain't no McDonald's. I mean, there's a Taco John's, there's a grocery store, not like a Safeway or a Kroger, but like it's called Bougie's or something like that. So it's like a local grocery store, and then there's a gas station, but you can't get alcohol, and obviously because it's on the reservation. And so they took me to their uncle's neighborhood, and it's full of manufactured homes. And when it was late at night, and they were drinking with their relatives because they haven't seen them in a while, and I'm the designated driver, so I'm just I'm just standing there, and I felt uncomfortable because they were saying that we were gonna sleep at his house during the night, and I was I was starting to get anxiety attack. I was very scared. I was very paranoid. I was afraid I was going to get robbed while I was asleep because I felt like I was going to sleep in a crack house. Some of the people I met, they looked like they did hardcore drugs, and I was just afraid. And that's when someone saved the day, and they allowed me to stay in their family's manufactured home during the night, and from there we went back to Rapid City. But I'll explain that whole story in another video. But yeah, like when it comes to Pine Ridge, South Dakota, there's a lot of alcohol problems, hardcore drug problems, and the homeless population in Rapid City. They consider life homeless in Rapid City better than being with their family members in Pine Ridge. But still, Pine Ridge sticks to their roots. They have some festivals during the year where they stick to their traditions, they stick to their culture, and their way of life when it comes to how they view spirituality. They apply to the conversations with me every single day I was with them. When it came to the res dogs, when it came to their thoughts on anger, letting stuff go, I learned a lot from them, and I felt like they were able to get me out of trouble. And my message is that I'm glad I went on an adventure to Pine Ridge, South Dakota. I'm from a suburb in California, but I'm glad I felt like I had to experience an environment like that to know what's it really like in some parts of the country. And thank you for listening. God bless you, and hope to see you soon. Thank you.